Kia ora. In this video, we're going to have a look at a lesson idea for recording events that happen in real life, where we have an underlying probability that we don't know.
So what I've got here is I've got 3 cups and 3 balls. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get all 3 cups down with all 3 balls. And I'm going to record that information as I go on NZ Grapher. And for me, I consider it a success if I get all 3 cups knocked down. So to set up for this, I'm going to come into Data and then Event Recorder. So the first event that I've got happening is my first cup, and that's either going to be knocked down or it's going to stay up. And I've got 3 cups, so I'm going to duplicate that 3. So I've got 3 of them, so cup 2 and cup 3. And I want to get the count of knocked down. And then I can press Start Recording. I'm going to change my graph type here to my running proportion, and the event I'm looking at is the count of knocked down. So let's knock down some cups. So what I want to do now is, instead of looking at the success of getting one of them knocked down, I'm actually wanting to look at the success of getting 3 of them knocked down. So I'm going to change this to a 3 down here. And I can see long term, it's looking like I'm hovering about 50%, just under half of the time I'm knocking all 3 of them down. But I could also come and have a look at the likelihood of knocking each cup down individually. So if I come and look at cup 1, it looks like I'm knocking that down, well, by the end, I've knocked it down 77% of the time, and it seems to sort of be leveling up around there. Cup 2, I'm knocking down about 80% of the time, and cup 3, I'm got a lot better as I went on, and by the end, I've knocked down 73% of the third cups. So this gives us quite a lot of different data that we're able to explore and look at. And as well as looking at the running proportion, if I come to this count of knockdown, I could look at a bar graph of the data, so I can see that if I change this to a relative frequency, I can see that 17% of the time I knocked 1 cup down, 37% of the time I knocked 2 down, and 47% of the time I knocked 3 down. So there's lots of different ways that you can explore this data and play around and ask different follow-up questions.
Hopefully this has given you some ideas of activities that you might be able to do in your class, and all the best with the new Level 1 standards.